Good morning. Today we are solving systems of linear equations using the substitution method. The problems that I'm going to show you today are what we call level 2 problems. Level 1 was when you had y equals on both equations. Level 2 is slightly different. So here we have two equations, x equals negative 6y, and then we have 4x plus 10y equals 14. Okay. Now, this is a level 2 problem because we do not have y equals, but we do actually have a variable that is isolated. So here the x is isolated. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to substitute for every x in the second problem, we're going to substitute negative 6y. So there's the x in this problem. We're just going to substitute it. So what that means is this. We're going to take 4x plus 10y equals 14. Since the x is isolated, we're going to take out this x. We're going to take out the 4 here in a second as well. So it'll be 4 times negative 6y plus 10y equals 14. So what that did is that took out the x out of the problem. Now we're just solving for y. So we now need to distribute. We're going to get 4 times negative 6y. That's going to give us negative 24y. Negative 24y plus 10y, that's going to give us negative 14y. And then negative 14y equals 14. We're going to divide both sides by negative 14. That's going to give us a y equals negative 1. So now that we know what the y is, we're going to go back and substitute it in. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this equation or this value here. So this is just part of the point that we're looking for. So we're at 0. We're at something negative 1. That's all we know right now. We just need to figure out our x. So we're going to take this negative 1, we're going to substitute it in, and we're going to choose the one that's the easiest to read. So negative 1 in place of there. So we're going to have x is equal to negative 6 times negative 1. Negative 6 times negative 1 is just 6. So our proposal is that x is 6. We're going to then check it by plugging it into the other equation. 4x plus 10 times negative 1 equals 14. We now only have one variable left. That means that's all we're solving for. 10 times negative 1, that makes it minus 10. We're going to add 10 to the other side, so we get rid of this. 14 plus 10 is going to be 24. We're going to take 4x over here just a little bit. We're then going to divide both sides by 4. That gives us a 24 divided by 4, which is 6, which is the same value that we were looking for. So 6, negative 1. Okay, let's do another problem. We'll reset the board here. This time we have 2x plus 2y equals 50, and then we have y equals 4x. So in this problem, we notice that we have a variable that's isolated, whereas the other equation does not have it. So we're going to substitute 4x in place of the y in this problem. So we'll rewrite it down here. We're going to go 2x plus 2y equals 50. We're going to get rid of this y, replace it with 4x. Now we only have one variable in the problem. We're solving for x. So let's distribute. We're going to end up with 2 times 4x, which is 8x. 2x plus 8x is 10x. Divide both sides by 10. We're left with x equals 50 divided by 10. The zeros will cancel. 5 divided by 1 is just 5. So in our solution point, we know that x is 5. We're just now solving for y. We're going to take the 5 and plug it back into the easiest equation. Y is equal to 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So our proposal is that the solution point is at 520. Let's check the 5 and plug it back into this equation. So 2 times 5 plus 2y is equal to 50. 2 times 5 is 10. We're going to then subtract 10 from both sides. 50 minus 10 is 40. Get rid of the plus here. We're dividing by 2. Y is equal to 40 divided by 2, or simply 20. So the solution point is at 520.